time has expired. And I call the Assistant Minister for Social Services, Housing and Disability Services.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker. And we've just heard from the member for Cowan, who said that numbers and figures don't mean anything to everyday Australians. Well, first of all, I'm not quite sure why she's contributing to this debate, which is all about the economy. And I will say that Australians actually believe that the figures and the numbers do matter. And I'll go through some of those figures and numbers. And it's all about what our government is delivering for this economy, building a stronger economy. Because if we build a stronger economy, we can deliver the services that Australians need. We can grow the jobs. We can invest in the record infrastructure that we're doing. We can invest in record health and education. And that's what our government is delivering in spades. And Australians care about those numbers. Australians care about the budget. And honestly, it is a disgrace that Labor still will not say sorry to Australians after promising to deliver 4 surpluses and not ever delivering on one, Mr Deputy Speaker. And it is with great pride that one of the fundamental tenets of our economy, running the budget, we are doing with great pride. We are moving into surplus in this budget. The first surplus since John Howard's government, because we have spent the last 5 years fixing Labor's horrendous economic mess, Labor's wrecking ball that it has thrown through this economy. And let me just reflect on some of the numbers and the achievements that do matter to Australians. More than 1.1 million jobs, new jobs created over 5 years. We're actually now heading past 1.2 million jobs. In the last month, over 20,000 jobs were created, taking unemployment down to 5%. And in many parts of my electorate, Mr Deputy Speaker, in Corangamite, unemployment is well below the national average. This is the lowest level in over 7 years. That is a number. That is a number that Australians care about. We've made a pledge, 1.25 million new jobs for the next 5 years. We care about jobs, and that's why we are working so hard. That's why we are backing small business. That's why we are driving down the corporate tax rate. These are measures that, to a large degree, Labor has opposed, and we had to bring the Labor Party kicking and screaming, Mr Deputy Speaker, to support our measures to drive down the corporate tax rate for low and medium businesses to 25%. And what an absolute shambles on the other side of this parliament that we saw. And as we know, the Leader of the Opposition has already declared he wants a war on business. Well, we're seeing that in spades with some of the horrendous industrial relations policies that Labor has planned if ever it was to be elected. We have seen what this Leader of the Opposition would do to this nation. And one of the most fundamental tenets of growing jobs is to back business, small, medium and large. And we have seen the Labor Party time and time again turn its back on those who employ nearly 90% of Australians. And we will not stop talking, whatever you try to do in this parliament. We will not stop talking about the horrendous attack on older Australians by abolishing tax refunds for excess franking credits. Every older Australian knows how Labor is going to destroy their futures and how Labor is going to undermine their future plans for themselves and for their children. The $200 extra and higher taxes will cripple the economy. $200 billion, Mr Deputy Speaker, in higher taxes on retirees, homeowners, renters, small business owners, on electricity, on capital gains. These super taxes will drive our economy backwards. We cannot be complacent about the great achievements we have seen in this economy. The record jobs growth, the record investment in health and education and infrastructure, returning the budget to surplus. That is a huge achievement. Fixing Labor's mess. We are really proud that when you build a strong economy, Mr Deputy Speaker, we're able to deliver the services that Australians rightly deserve right across the whole economy. Everyday Australians, and they care about numbers, they care about jobs, they care about achievements, and that's why we're asking all Australians to back us at the next election.